Welcome to Crochet Therapy. I'm Barbara, your host, for this tutorial in our 12 weeks of Crochet Christmas tutorials for the holidays. This tutorial is thanks to my good friend Alice Coleman, who gave me the pattern and the ideas, and I'm going to show you just what we can make with these. I'm so excited. Today we are going to learn how to make curly dolls. Now these curly dolls are so versatile. You can turn them into virtually anything. The one on the left is a little snowman or snow woman. And the one on the right is just a little baby doll. And they both have the same hat, but of course with different colors. And you can make these into a Santa Claus, an elf. You can leave the hat off and put little tufts of hair. You can turn these into just about anything. A little witch doll for Halloween, a scarecrow, change up the colors and make it your own. So these are just the two that I have made. And let's come along and follow the tutorial and we will make one for ourselves. What you'll need for this project is any 4-weight yarn. It can be even some scrap yarn. You'll need some scissors and a size G 4.0 millimeter hook. You'll also need some stuffing, anything to stuff the head and the little hands and feet with. Okay, let's get started. First thing you'll do is a slip knot, and we obviously need 2 arms and 2 legs, so you'll make 2 of each. The pattern is the same for each. The only difference is the length of the chain. So for the arms, you will chain 27, and for the legs, you will chain 40 to begin with. So once we get the chain complete, there are 2 more rows in each of the arms and the legs. It's very simple, and you won't have any problem with it. So here we have 27 chains, and in the 4th chain from the hook, you are going to place 2 double crochets. And then in each stitch down, you are going to place 3 double crochets. So 3 double crochets in each chain to the end, and I'll meet you back when we get through with this row. Okay, so we have 2 more stitches to do. 3 double crochets in each stitch, and then we'll go to the last and final row. And remember, for each of these, both the arms and the legs, each one is exactly the same. So what we're going to do is turn our work, and we are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we are going to put 2 double crochets in the first stitch, 1, 2, and 3 double crochets in the next stitch, 1, 2, 3, 2 double crochets in the next stitch, 1, 2, 3 double crochets in the next stitch, and we're going to complete that pattern all the way down. 3 double crochets in this stitch, 2 in the next stitch, 3 in the next. And we are going to complete this row in this same manner. 3 double crochets, 2 double crochets, 3 double crochets, 2 double crochets, until we get to the very end. And we are going to make 4 of these, 2 with the 27 chain stitch and 2 with the 40 chain stitch. 2 for the legs and 2 for the arms. And let's go ahead and complete those, and I will meet you back here. Okay, so that was 3. My next one is 2. 1, 2. So we're at the end of this row, and now we're just ready to fasten off. And I like to leave a nice, well, not too long, but a nice long tail, just so that I can you know, tie up and do whatever I need to do in order to complete this project. So this is an arm, and now I'm going to show you how to make the hand. We are going to make a slip knot and chain 2. 1, 2. And in that first chain, we are going to make 6 single crochets. 1, and it's a little bit wobbly, 2 at first, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we are going to connect the first stitch to the last, to what's on our hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's our first stitch right here, and we are going to go in there, and we are going to make a slip knot. There we go. Now as far as this, we're going to hold it and kind of pull that tail just to make this center part a little bit tighter, and it's okay because it will all come together in the end. Okay, so I know that white is sometimes hard to see, so I apologize for that, but this is a super easy project. Let's chain 1, and this first row we are going to increase in each stitch. So we started out with 6, we're going to end up with 12. We're going to put 2 single crochets in each stitch around, and then we're going to join. So let's do that. One, 2, 3, 10, 11, and 12. All right, and then we are going to connect to the first stitch in that row just by joining, and there we have it. There we go. 12 stitches around. Our next row will be 1 single crochet, 1 increase single crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 increase single crochet, all the way around. At the end, we will have 18 stitches. Are we ready? Chain 1, 1 single crochet, increase, 1, 2, 1 single crochet, 1, and then 1 increase. So what I like to do is actually count as I go. So that is actually stitch number 6. So I will go 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, oops, sorry, 16, 17, 18, and then connect. Okay, now we're ready for the next row. This one we are going to do single crochet, increase, single crochet, increase. And when we get to the end of this row, we will have 24 stitches. So I'm going to chain 1, single crochet, increase. So for each little set, we will have 4 stitches. So I like to count. So that's 4, 5, 6, and then the increase, 7, go back into that stitch, 8, 9, 10, go back into that stitch, 11, 12, or go back into the next stitch twice is what I actually meant to say. So we're going to do that all the way around. We're halfway there. 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, ready? Another set. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, there we go. And connect to that first stitch. So this one is 24. The next thing we're going to do, we are going to do 3 rows of straight single crochet. And this will help bring this in as a ball. So we're going to do, we did 4 rows of increases. Now we're going to do 3 rows of straight single crochet. And then we're going to do our decrease rows. So we're going to chain 1, go into each stitch around, and I'll just count 24 as I go around. 2, 3, 21, 22, 23, and 24. So that's our first row of straight single crochet. We're going to join, and let's kind of encourage that to go this way and make a cup this way. And we're going to do 2 more rows exactly the same, chain 1 and do 24 stitches around, join, and then another 3rd row. And then I'll meet you back here. 1, 2. Okay, so I am at the end of the 3rd row of just the straight single crochet, and now we are going to start decreasing. Chain 1, and we are going to single crochet, and then a decrease. So the way I do that is I pick up the front stitch of the next 2 rows, right like that, and then like that. Then I like to put my thumb in the next stitch, right at the next stitch, so that I don't get confused about where that next stitch is. and then I yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. And do you see sometimes you can get a little mixed up about, oh, is that part of this one or the next one? So this way I know here is the next stitch, and we are going to single crochet in the next stitch, and then a decrease stitch. Go through the front and the front part of the stitch. I have my thumb right here. I'm going to go through, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through, and there we go. So now this is where my next stitch is. 1, 2, and then I have my thumb on the third stitch from my hook. I go through the front of both stitches and then yarn over and pull through 2. Now when I get done with this, I should have 18 stitches. 1, 2, because we're going backwards. Okay. Decrease, single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, and here's the last 2. Decrease, single crochet. It worked out perfectly. And now I'm going to connect to the very first stitch in that row. So that's our first decrease, and we should have 18 stitches with this first decrease. Now the next one, we are going to chain 1 and 1 single crochet, and then we are going to decrease, single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then decrease, single crochet. Now this is the way I like to do the decrease single crochet, because it just pulls from the front of the stitch of both stitches that you're decreasing, and it leaves the back, and so there's not as much of a gaping hole when you decrease this way, as opposed to when you utilize both the front and back stitches in a decrease. Okay, decrease, and then the next one is a single crochet and a decrease, a single crochet and a decrease, it looks like we have one more round, a single crochet and a decrease. Very good. And then we're going to connect to the first stitch. There we go. Now at this point, the opening is a little bit small, and so what we're going to do is pull up a loop, and we are going to stuff our hand. Now our hands and feet are the same. I don't change it up when I do the hands and feet, and we are going to have some stuffing, and let's just stuff that in there. There we go. And now this next row, all we are going to do are decreases. And we're going to do a decrease all the way around, and then we're going to finish off. Leave a nice long tail, and then I'll show you what we're going to do. Okay, and what you can do is just use your needle and just weave that end in and out until you're done. So once we sew up that hole, then what we're going to do is take this string tail end and this tail end from the bottom of the curly Q, and you can always tell the top because it makes like a cup. So this is the bottom, and what we're going to do is tie these two strings together, these two ends. And so what you're going to want to do is make it nice and tight. 2 knots on there, but I'm going to do a couple more. So we're going to fasten off on this one. It's this top one that we are going to keep. So what we're going to do is, just for kicks and giggles, just weave in this end just a little bit. You know, we've tied it, and so this time I'm just going to go in and out just a little bit through here and then back through here, and then I'm going to actually go into, now in this case it is a hand, so I'm going to go into here and do this, weave our end in, and then I'm going to, I'm just going to go over here to this next stitch and go straight through and come out the bottom. I'm not going to pull that too tight, but I am going to snip it really close. So there we go. And then this one I'm going to do the same way. Here we go. And actually I'm just going to go into the hand with this one. Here we go. There we go. And maybe through one more time. I don't want to pull it so tight that it alters the shape of this hand. I just want to weave it in and out just so it has less of a chance of coming through. There we go. And so I'm just going to snip this. So what you're going to do is make 2 of the arms and 2 of the legs, and then make the hands and feet. They're the same size, and so once you get that done, you are halfway there. The next thing we're going to do is make the head. Now for the head, of course, we're going to need the same hook, scissors, needle, and stuffing, and of course our thread. And since we're making, this time I'm making a snowman, I'm going to continue to use white yarn. Any white 4-weight yarn will do, and actually you can make this any color you like. We're going to make a slip knot. We are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We are going to connect to that first stitch to make a circle. I find it's easier for me if I hold this chain and then I've got the circle. If I let that go right away, I have a hard time finding that circle. Okay, so what we're going to do is chain 1, and we are going to make 6 single crochets in this circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then what we're going to do, I was going to keep going, did you see that? What we're going to do is connect to the first stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there it is right there. And we're going to do a slip stitch into that first stitch. We're going to pull our initial tail end, and that will actually bring this together, which is nice. It will bring it together and make it nice and smooth. Okay, what we're going to do is chain 1, and we are going to place 6 single crochet increases, and we're going to do 2 single crochets in each stitch around. When we get to the end, we will have 12 stitches. Okay, so we're going to go into this first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 11, and 12. Okay, so you can either do this in the round, or you can join and chain 1 and do the next stitch. I kind of like to do that, especially when I'm doing increases, because then it's easy for me to see where the first stitch is. A lot of times, if I do a circle in the round or a ball in the round, it's hard for me without a stitch marker. It's hard for me to find or to remember where the first part of the stitch, the row is. So I'm going to do it that way, but if you want to go in the round, you are welcome to. The next row will be also an increase row. We are going to do 1 single crochet in the first stitch and 1 increase single crochet in the next stitch. So I am going to chain 1, and in that first stitch I'm going to do a single crochet, and in the next one an increase single crochet. Okay, and then we're going to do a single crochet and an increase single crochet. So as we go around this row, we will end up with 18 stitches. Increase single crochet, single crochet, increase single crochet. And we will continue this until we get to the beginning of the row. And here we are. So we are going to connect, join to that first stitch, and we are going to move to the next row. The next row is also an increase row, and so we are going to chain 1. We are going to single crochet, single crochet, and increase single crochet. This row will end up with 24 stitches around. The next row we will place 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then an increase single crochet. So for this round, we will follow that pattern all the way around, and we will have 30 stitches in total at the end. 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, increase single crochet. We follow that pattern all the way around, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, our next row, we will chain 1, and we will do 4 single crochets in a row, and then an increase single crochet. 4 single crochets, increase single crochet, and we will follow that pattern all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 increase single crochet, which means 2 single crochets in the same stitch. Okay, we're going to follow that pattern around to the very end, and I'll meet you there. Okay, and at the end of this round, you should have 36 stitches, and we're going to join to that first single crochet in the row, and there we go. So now we have 36 stitches in this round. Our next round, we are going to continue with this pattern. We are going to do 5 single crochets and 1 increase. 5 single crochets and 1 increase. So I have joined, single crochet, chain 1, join, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 increase, 6, and 7. We're going to follow that pattern all the way around to the end, and when we get finished, we should have 42 single crochets in this round. And we'll continue, and I'll meet you at the end. 1, 2, okay, so we have 42 stitches around, and now we'll go to the very next round. We're going to chain 1, and we are going to put 6 single crochets in a row and then do an increase single crochet. And as you know, anytime we do, this is just standard crochet in the round rules. And so 3, 4, 5, 6. I have not reinvented the wheel. This is just standard in making a ball or a circle. And then we're going to do an increase. Every row you do, as you want to continue increasing, you just increase the number of single crochet stitches and then do an increase. And as the circle gets bigger, the number of single crochets increases by 1 each row. So this row, we are doing 6 single crochets and then 1 increase single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the increase 7, 8. So let's continue this, and I will meet you back at the beginning. So here we are at the end of that round. We have 48 stitches in the round, and we're going to go another increase. Chain 1, and we're going to do 7 single crochets in a row and 1 increase. 7 single crochets in a row and 1 increase. We're going to go all the way around doing that, and when we get done, we will have 54 stitches in the round. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the next one is an increase. 2 single crochets in that stitch. We're going to keep going with this pattern. I'll meet you back at the beginning. 1, 2. All right, so now we're ready for the next round. And actually, we are going to do 7 rounds of single crochet. And this will help bring the head into more of a ball shape. And so we're going to do 7 rounds of single crochet. And once we get that done, I'll meet you back and we will start our decrease row. Okay, so we've done 7 rows of this straight single crochet, and now we are ready to start the decrease. 7 single crochets and then 1 decrease. We're going to chain 1, 7 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then now we do a decrease. And just as we did with the hands and the feet, I am going to go through the front loop of the next stitch and the front loop of the next stitch, and then yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. That is my decrease stitch. And then I will go into the next stitch and single crochet over the next 7 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then another decrease, single crochet. And we're going to do this all the way around until we get to the end. Okay, so we're at the end of this row, and now what we're going to do is chain 1, and we are going to do 6 single crochets and then 1 decrease. And we're going to do that pattern all the way around, and when we get to the end, we will have 42 stitches all the way around. Okay, so we're at the end of this row. Now we are going to do the next one, and that is 5 single crochets and a decrease. 5 single crochets and a decrease. And we'll do that all the way across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a decrease. And we're going to do that all the way around. And I'll meet you at the end. The end of this one, we will have 36 single crochets all the way around. 1, 2. Okay, the next row, we will do 4 single crochets and then 1 decrease. 4 single crochets and 1 decrease. And when we get at the end of that round, we will be at 30 stitches around. All right, so now what we're going to do is we are going to put our eyes in. Now, if you decide not to use the safety eyes and you want to crochet some eyes for our little project, that's fine. You go right ahead and do that. Everyone has their preference as to how they prefer to install eyes. Now what I'm going to do, because this is making, a little line, and it's not that bad, but I'm going to make sure that I put this line where I have, connected, joined, and then chain 1 to start a new row. I'm going to go ahead and put that in the back of the head. So I'm going to turn it here. Now, we just completed the 4 single crochet, 1 decrease row. So we should have 30 stitches around. And I counted mine, and I do have 30. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take a look at my doll, the head, and I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and maybe 7, maybe right in here is where I'm going to want to, place my eyes. So when you do yours, just kind of gauge where you want to have your eyes. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, between 7 and 8 rows up from when we did that 4 single crochet and decrease. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right in there somewhere. So what I'm going to do is place my eyes. And so, I'm just going to place them, see how I feel about them. And now I do have these brown ones, and I'm contemplating whether I should use black but the black ones that I have are a little bit bigger. So let me actually try those. Let's see. Okay, those are brown again. These are black. So the ones that I have right here, this is a 12 millimeter brown eye, and then this is a 15 millimeter black eye. So I'm going to try both of those side by side, and you know, we'll just see which one we like today. In the long run, it's just a doll, and it's not going to make or break us, but let's just take a look. Okay, as you can see, 15 millimeter is quite a bit larger. So let's see, I've gone between these two rows. I'm going to place this eye right here, just to kind of get a feel for it. Oh, it's really, really big. Let's see. Oh, okay, take a look. What do you think? Well, that one is really a lot larger. It's cute. You know what? I think I'm going to go with the larger black eye. That kind of surprises me. I didn't think I was going to do that. Now, I'm not sure if I have it in the right section or not. Let's see. Yes. I don't think I want to bring it down any. And this is something that is totally, you know, your perspective. So depending on, and let's see, do I want it a little bit closer? I think I might want it a little bit closer than what I had the other one. Okay, let's see. Let's see what this does. Ooh, is that too close? Yeah, I think that's a little too close. Let me move that back a little bit. See how this works? You just have to just play around with it and see what you like. Okay, so I put it back where I had the other one. And you know what? I'm kind of happy with that. And maybe I might make a little mouth here. I may not. I don't know. But I'm kind of happy with where it is right now. And let me just kind of look and see. Oh, see, I moved it a little bit. So this is more along the edge, but that's okay. As long as you can't see it from the front, then I'm okay with that. So see, this is the top of the head. And then as you come up and around, you can see the eyes. And yeah, I kind of like that. So, all right, I'm going to turn this inside out a little bit. And I'm going to get two of our safety clasps. And let's see. I'm going to push this on and make a commitment. This is the scary part for me because this is making a commitment to your eyes. Okay, did you hear that click? It clicked quite a few times. And let me do it for this one. Okay, did you hear that one click too? That clicked quite a few times. So here we go. I have committed to the eye placement of this little snowman. All right, so what we're gonna do now is just continue with our, let me move these out of the way. We're going to continue with our, oops, let me make sure I get that back in the right bag. I don't want to get that mixed up with our crochet. Okay, so that one was wiggle eyes, not wiggly. 15 millimeter. There were 12 pieces. Solid black, $1.49, and I got these at Hobby Lobby. Pretty sure. Let's see. Yep, Hobby Lobby. So not a bad deal. And then here are the brown ones. Let me move those out of the way. I don't want to lose my eyes. The fun part is that you get to decide what color eyes. You get to decide where you're going to place them. And, you know, it's all a personal preference thing. All right, now that we have our eyes installed, we are going to go to the next row. And the next row is 3 single crochets and 1 decrease. 3 single crochets and 1 decrease. And this will bring us to 24 stitches all the way around. Now I've already single crocheted, or chained 1 rather, so I'm going to do 3 single crochets and a decrease. 3 single crochets and a decrease. 3 single crochets and a decrease. And we're going to do this all the way around, and I will meet you back at the beginning. 1. All right, we're back at our beginning. So what do you think we're going to do next? Chain 1, 1, 2, decrease. 1, 2, decrease. We're going to do this all the way around till we get to the end, and I'll meet you there. 1. All right, so we're at the end of that round. I'm going to pull up a nice long loop so that we can stuff our little doll head. So I'm going to get some stuffing. Here we go. I don't know how much we'll need, but I have plenty, so that's not a problem. Let's just start stuffing. I like to put little tiny sections. I don't like to stuff it, you know, with a big honking piece of stuffing, because then it can get a little lumpy. So, you know, I like to take little pieces and just stuff the project. And yeah, it takes a couple more minutes, but it's okay. It's all a process and doesn't have to be rushed. You know, there was a time when crochet was intrinsic to, you know, home life. People wore clothes that were made either by sewing or by crocheting or knitting. All of the dolls and toys were either handmade or homemade. And so this is just a fun way to bring that pastime back to your family and your friends and into your home. And I really like this. Okay, so, you know, yeah, he's got a little pointy there, but I can push that down. So I'm going to stuff him a little more because, you know, he's a snowball, he's a snowman, and his head is obviously, you know, a snowball. So I want to make sure that it's stuffed really good. You know, you want to have a nice firm snowball for your snowmen and your snow women. Let's see, I need some more stuffing. So I'm going to make sure that I give him a good stuffing. Now, you know, if it was a doll, I don't have to stuff it, a doll head, I don't have to stuff it quite as good, but I just want him to just have a nice poofy, you know, it's still squishable, but solid head. And that way, if the children that I may give this to, if they want to, you know, squeeze his head because he's a snowman, well, so be it. They can squeeze his little head and he's going to stand up to their playing. Oh, yeah. So, You know, I just like to kind of wiggle that down and around, and as you can see, there's still room. So I'm not going to stuff it so that the stuffing comes out. I'm not going to stuff it that full. And if you can see, you know, using this hook, the 4.0 millimeter G hook, makes the project nice and tight so that, you know, no stuffing comes out. So that's the good news. Yeah. All right. I just really, for this one, I just really want him to have a nice stuffy head. Yeah, I think we've got it. I think we've got it good. And that way, if I want to squeeze him around, you know, he's going to be able to handle it. Let's see, maybe one more stuff for good measure. There we go. All right. So let's move on to the next row. We just did 2 single crochets and 1 decrease. So now we are going to do 1 single crochet and 1 decrease. As we do this, you are going to notice that it gets more and more fiddly, just like when you start a project. When you are finishing a project, it does get a little fiddly. So we're going to go slow and we're not going to get frustrated. Chain 1, single crochet, and decrease. Single crochet and decrease. Single crochet and decrease. Now, when we get to the end of this row, we are going to have, let's see, is it 18 stitches? Yes, 18 stitches. All right, I'll meet you at the beginning. All right, now at the end of this row, we are going to have 12 stitches. Now what we're going to do is 1 row of all decreases, and this will be our last row for this little head. And so this is going to be kind of challenging. I'm going to do a chain 1, and let's take a look here. I'm going to start here. Decrease, decrease. The smaller it gets, the tighter it is and the harder it can be. But we can do this. If you don't get all 6 of the decreases in, don't worry about it, because we're going to pull it together with a slip stitch. Just do your best and it will be fine. Okay. It just gets really, really, really tight in here. I'm struggling a little bit, but I'm still going. So I think I'm just going to do, let's see, I've actually lost count, but there we go. So I think I'm going to stop right here just because, well, let's see, can I get one more in there? Nope, just because it's getting really, really tight. So what I'm going to do is a slip stitch into the next stitch, slip, and fasten off. And I am going to cut my yarn. and pull it through. There we go. And now let's take our needle and thread it around. You know, we probably could have even skipped that last section, but it's all good. And I don't mind having a little bit of extra. Okay, so here we go. And I'm just going to pull it. And here we go. And then I'm going to weave in and out so that I can secure this tail. There we go. And let's see, let's go back through here and here. Okay, let's just do a little, one backtrack. There we go. Okay, now this is where it gets fun, because this is where we connect all of the pieces together. Isn't this cute? What a cute little snowman head. He's cute. All right, now it's time for us to get creative. And so I'm going to show you a hat pattern. If you so choose to use it with your, with your snowman, you can do so. If you prefer just having, a nice snowball for a head on your snowman project, look how close he is to you, then by all means, you can skip this. But I really do like the hat. So I'm going to use, I just found some yarn that I really like, and I thought it would look really snazzy on my little snowman. This is the I Love This Yarn from Hobby Lobby, and it is in the colorway Poolside Siesta. And I had this in my stash. I didn't buy it special. I just went looking through my stash and found something that I thought would really look cute on my snowman. And I suggest that you do that for yours as well. No need to go buy special yarn for this project. Just use what you have, and it's super fun. When you come up with all different kinds of creative ways to to work this project, you're gonna love it. And each project can be something different. You can turn it into a snowman, a pumpkin. You can turn it into a doll for a child. You can turn it into an elf or a Santa, just about anything. Use your imagination, change up the colors, and make it something special for you. So what we're going to do is we are going to make a slip knot, and we are going to chain 54. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I have 54, and what I'm going to do is run my hand down my chain and make sure that it's flat, because I'm going to connect it. So here we go. I'm going to connect it to the first chain and slip stitch, chain 1, and I'm going to work in the round and I'm going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch around. 2, 3, 4, 5, and I will see you at the beginning. 6. All right, so I got all the way around and joined. So now what I'm going to do is chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I am going to put 1 double crochet in each single crochet stitch in each stitch around, and then I'm going to join. So 1 double crochet in each stitch around, and when I get to the beginning, I'm going to join. Okay, I'm going to keep going and I will meet you at the beginning. Now that we have joined our round, we are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we are going to front post double crochet in the post right below the chain 3. And then the next one, we are going to back post double crochet in the next double crochet stitch right below. And then we're going to front post double crochet, and back post double crochet. And we are going to do this all the way around until we get to the beginning. Front post double crochet, back post double crochet, front post double crochet, back post double crochet. And we're going to continue this all the way around. I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to turn my work, and then I'm going to place 1 double crochet in each stitch around, and I'm going to do this until this is tall enough for my head. And I believe that that's going to be 5 or 6 rows, but let's go ahead and do this together and we will see. So this is fun. Double crochet all the way around. I know that this variegated makes it hard for you to see, and I apologize, but I just couldn't help myself. And so this is very simple. You're just doing a double crochet, not a front post, back post, just a plain double crochet all the way around. And that's what we're going to do until we determine that this hat is tall enough. And then we're going to pull it, at the top until it comes to kind of a point. And maybe we'll put a pom-pom on there. Maybe we will. And so that will just make a really cute hat for our snowman. All right, so I thought that maybe 5 rows would be enough for the hat, but it wasn't quite enough to give it enough room to just kind of join at the top. And you'll see how we're going to do this. So I did another row, so a total of 6 double crochet rows. And what we're going to do now is fasten off and leave a nice long, very long tail. And by very long, I mean, you know, maybe a foot long. I don't think we're going to need that much, but just in case, let's do that. Now what we're going to do is take our needle and we're going to thread our needle, and we are going to go in and out every single stitch. And just keep going until you fill up that needle, push it through, and keep going. In and out. Through each stitch. Because we're going to gather this into a nice little bundle in the middle. If you miss one, don't worry about it. One won't make a difference. You do want to try and get all of them though, just so you have a nice tight little gather. It's not going to matter a whole lot because it's going to be very wrinkly at the top, very wrinkly, and you will see that a nice little pom-pom on the top will just bring it all together. I think we are going to add a pom-pom, but we don't have to. So now I added a pom-pom to the other one. Maybe this one I won't. We'll see. Once I get it gathered up, we'll see what I like. Okay. Oh. Okay. So there is going to be a gap there. At first, as you can see, there's a gap. But what we're going to do is gather that up and sew it around, and we're going to keep gathering more. Let's make a pom-pom. Okay, I'm just going to make the simplest pom-pom I can make. I do have pom-pom makers. I don't know where they are. They're probably packed for the move. So I'm just going to do this. And I'm just going to keep going. I'm not even counting. I'm just wrapping, wrapping, wrapping. Yep. Keep on going. All right, maybe that's enough. Let's see. Yeah. So let's cut this, wrap this way. Now what I'm gonna do, how am I gonna do this? That's funny. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is take this and do that. Let's see. Run that through a needle, and I'm going to stick the needle through my fingers right here. There we go. Okay. All right. Do you see that? There we go. There we go. I'm going to run it this way. Run it this way. So see what I did? I went between my fingers and I grabbed both sides with my fingers. And now I'm going to try to slip my fingers out because I don't think, let me tighten this up. I don't think I can tie it with just one hand. So I'm going to tighten that up and let's tie this up. This is not perfect, but it's still going to be okay. There we go. Tighten that up. Put my finger there. My little finger there. There we go. There we go. Okay, tied it twice. I'm going to wrap it this way. This is what I do with my pom-pom makers. So I'm going to do this again. Let's see. Wrap it around the other way. And I do some knots on this side too. So let's see. Let's tighten this. I really like a nice little pom-pom on the top of a hat, even on the top of a human hat. So I tied that about 4 times. Okay, now what we're gonna do is give this a little trim. So we're gonna kind of go in here, kind of pull up a little bit, give it a little trim. See if we can catch any more loops. Let's see if we can catch all the loops and just kind of do this until we catch all the loops. There we go. Any more loops? Nope. And then let's do this side. Catch all the loops. Here we go. Now you don't really need, you know, the fancy little pom-pom maker. What we're going to do now is go in through the inside of the hat. We're going to stick our crochet hook up through the middle somewhere. We're going to hook both of, well, we're going to hook one of our extra long strands and bring it up through. Then we're going to go through another hole. Here we go. And we're going to hook the other extra long strand. There we go. And we're going to take this and we are going to tie a knot. And while we're at it, we're going to tie a knot with this as well. What do you think? It's cute, isn't it? Yes, it is. So what we're going to do is take our hat, and we are going to sew our hat to our little snowman head. Okay, and we're going to leave some extra just hanging so that we can, weave that in at the end. So what we're going to do, let's go ahead and place our hat where we think we might want it. And I just want it a little bit above his eyes. Like this. There we go. And a little bit above his eyes. So what I'm going to do is just go in and out. Cool. A little bit above here, like that. And you see how much space I've left? And I'm going to pull this through. And then I'm going to go back one and come up. Go back one come up. Now this hat is going to be extra puffy on him. And maybe 4 rows, 5 rows would have been enough. Oh, who knows, right? Now this is my technique for how I attach most things on my amigurumi. I find that this type of stitching works out so much better, and it anchors it so much better to the project. See how it's so anchored? If you just go, well, if you make smaller stitches, it just doesn't seem to work as well. So let's see, we want to keep going at a good angle. Here we go. Okay, so I always go like 1 stitch back from where I came out. And it anchors it really well. All right, so here I come around this side. Let's see, okay, that's where it started. Right there. So you see I took out that little light stitch. I did not like that right there. I didn't feel like it really did the hat justice. Whoop. There we go. All right. Okay, so we're going to weave this in just a little bit. There we go. Okay. He's cute. All right, so let's assemble him. All we have to do is tie the arms and the legs onto his body, and if we want to make a little scarf out of the same material, we can do so. To make the scarf, all you have to do is make a chain. Okay, that's a chain of 30, not quite long enough. So let's keep going, because I think what I will do is wrap and wrap and wrap it. So that's 30. Let's do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That would make 50. Not quite enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That would be 70, and I think that's plenty. So what I'm going to do is pull that through, tighten it, and tighten this side into a knot. So here we have There we go. Okay. Now what we can do is wrap, 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 and then give a little tie. And that would make a really cute little bundled up scarf for our snowman. So let's assemble. Okay, so we have all of our pieces together. All of our pieces together. Aren't they cute? This little snowman is missing something, and I thought maybe it was a mouth, but no, it is a carrot nose. And this carrot nose is so easy to make. I'm going to show you how. All you do is take your orange scrap yarn. Really, it only takes a little bit, okay? Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the second chain from the hook, you are going to do a slip knot, not a slip knot, a slip stitch, sorry. In the next chain, you are going to do a single crochet, and then a half double crochet in the next one, and then a double crochet in the next one. And that's actually your very last stitch. However, you have this little bump right here from the knot. So you're going to pull that tight, and then you are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and slip stitch down into that, that first section right there. Let's get this right. Chain 3, and then slip stitch into this first stitch right there. There you go. And now you're done. You're going to fasten off. And if you want to leave enough yarn so that you can sew it on, that would be great. So there you go. There you have it. A little carrot nose. All right. So let's get started assembling this little guy, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to take the legs, and now sometimes the way they hang, they're not as even as you like, but don't worry about that because they will get even. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the top strands, the top yarn that's still loose, and I'm going to make a knot and kind of knot these together. Do you see how I did that? Okay, so I'm going to make sure that this gets down there. I don't want the knot to form too high. I'm going to push this knot down so that we can knot these together. I like doing this because then I feel like it helps secure them not only together, but then when we assemble it onto our doll head, we are assembling them as a unit. So I've got that done. Okay, very good. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to let me move this on kind of on the back side. You see the circle right here, kind of on the back side of that circle. I'm going to insert my hook into one side and then insert to the other side, and I am going to feed both of these through. And yes, it's a little fiddly, but it can be done. It's not a big deal, right? We can get it done. There we go. There we go. Okay, so let's pull this through. There we go. Okay, and then I'm actually going to do that one more time. I'm going to go in, you know, try to go through the same spot. If I don't make it, that's okay, but I'm going to try to go through the same spot so I can loop this one more time. Now, if you have another way that you like to connect pieces, go for it. Go for it. This is not written in stone. This is just something that I tried to do to, you know, to help keep this secure. Okay, so now this is the centerpiece right here, okay? This is the centerpiece. And so now what we're going to do is do the same for, and see, that's pretty tight in there. That is really pretty tight. So all we'll have to do is figure out how we're going to hide those. Oh, look, I forgot to, oh, how about that? And I forgot to finish off that one too. Okay, well, we'll get to do that. So I'm going to do the same with the arms, okay? And here are the arms. And I'm just going to make a loop and bring both of those strands through. And I'm going to do my best to make that knot go as close to, there we go, as close to that as possible. There we go. Good job. Okay, can you see that? All right, so now I'm going to, in the front side of that circle right there, I'm going to attach the arms. Now, the thing with this little doll is these are floppy, right? They're floppy. They're going to go wherever they want to go. And so you really don't have any true control over where they go. But when you put them in, you can at least bring one to the front and one to the back, and that will maybe establish arms and leg position. We'll see. You know, it kind of has a mind of its own, doesn't it? So let's get this going. Here we go. We're going to just pull that on through. I think sometimes it's easier to pull it through with your fingers. There we go. Come on now. There we go. And then just like the other one, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go in and out and pull it through. There we go. There we go. So now we have both of these established, and if you need to curl these up again, by all means go for it, because sometimes they'll just come uncurled. There we go. All right. And so now we have these two, right? And let me see. Just kind of pull these up. Okay, so we have the center one. We have all of these. I know this is probably not, you're probably on the other side of the screen saying, no, don't do it, don't do it. But I'm actually going to tie these together. No, I've lost one of them. Oh, there's the third. Okay. I'm just going to tie all of these together right here, just like this. So they're all kind of connected right here now, okay? And so now that I've done that, I might tie it one more time. And then I'm going to, you know, weave in ends and fasten off. Okay, so let's get our needle here. And I'm just going to do one strand at a time, obviously. And I'm going to try to keep the weaving in this center part here. Okay. I'm going to try and make this so that you can see it a little better. So and I really don't think that these are going to go anywhere, just simply because of the amount of times that we've tied it, but you just never know. So here's one, and then what I'm going to do is just bring that through right here like this, and I'm going to fasten off. Okay, and I'm going to do that same thing with the other strands, and I'll meet you back here, okay? The last thing we need to do is sew on his little nose. Now, you know, noses are, well, they are beautiful in the eye of the beholder. So, you know, this little carrot nose, it's kind of cute. We're going to try to tack it on in a way. I'm trying to let you see what I'm doing, and also, let's see, let's get it right here. And right here. I don't actually know what I'm doing, but that's most of the time, right? But we are crocheters and we are creative and we can make things work, can't we? Yes, we can. So I'm going to try and get the tip of his nose tacked down using my technique. Aha, I did it. Okay, so that's what I was trying to do, and let's see. Oh boy, is his nose a little crooked? We'll see. I think it is, but carrots are not always nice and perfect, are they? No, they're not. Okay. Well, it's not exactly perfect, but it's cute. It's almost going down into his mouth. I think he got hungry and he was pulling his nose down towards his mouth so he could eat it for breakfast. Okay, let's get this one in. If nothing else, then to tack this corner down a little bit. Let's see. There we go. All right, let's see if that's going to work. If you have a better technique, you go for it. You go for it. It's cute. Now let's see. I think what I'm going to do is okay, I'm just going to go in here and tack it down and come out here. Well, you know, do that, and then let's get this back down in there. There we go. All right, so our little guy is done, and all we have left to do is to tie on a scarf. And you can make any kind of scarf you want. You could even make a little collar for him. Now I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to wrap. Wrap, wrap, wrap. And then give a little tie. There we go. Now, here is our little guy, and I'm going to show you, this is all very close up as you can tell, but I am going to show you him from afar. Thank you for joining me on this journey to make these wonderful curly dolls. As you can see, the possibilities are endless. I am so excited about this project, and I can't wait to see how you turn this pattern into a project that is all yours. Be creative, change up the colors, and make it yours. Thank you for joining me, and stay tuned for next Saturday when a new episode comes out.